You can make.
Meeting will come to order. Knock, knock.
That's hurting me.
I have not seen the minutes of the meeting where we had the little meeting upstairs. We will need to have those minutes sometime. Remember when we...
I'm sorry, didn't he just give you minutes from like 3
Oh,
months ago?
I didn't know about that.
December 14th
Yeah.
and February 26th.
So,
Yes,
let's
but I
just
didn't know.
You gave me
When
February?
did
pump the
they
brakes,
do
Richard
that?
Petty.
No, the little meetings.
Oh, that's what she was
we don't
doing.
have. You're right.
But she was the one. Right.
Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah, but
getting
it won't
for
go
us.
anywhere, because
It's
that's how
coming.
it
It's
got
only been a
stuck.
week.
That's how you found out about
have-
it.
Goodness.
Who did the minutes of the last meeting? You did.
I did.
Okay, so those 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You did? I didn't get them.
Right.
I sent them around.
Not this time. Not this time. There's plenty of
Well,
time.
Check
but
your
it's not on a
thing today,
different
yeah.
issue, it's the same issue, just say I've
Did-
rectified the issue or something.
You get an email from me
Or have a
last night?
solution.
Yep.
Glad to see
No,
this.
a different topic, I can't go on.
I'm gonna have to put off voting on the minutes until the next meeting, because I didn't get that email. Did you check? Maybe it went to my spam, junk mail. Anything from the mayor regarding anything other than what we have?
Nope, just everything I already gave you that's on your agenda.
Okay, we'll move right to the agenda, the 48,310. From free cash,
Okay.
obviously to repair a boiler. This is a reimbursement. The boiler's already been repaired. Am I not right on that?
That's correct. They were both completed this winter.
Because they had to do that.
Yep, they were both emergency repairs.
You wanna go without?
I say no, let them, make them take the boiler out. Send it back. I mean, you gotta do it. I mean, what are you gonna do? How much is left in free cash?
I'll have my sheet, but, I have it with me, plenty. But first of
plenty.
all, it wouldn't matter anyway, we approved the purchase of those boilers, so this is just the
This is so that you
This is
can
the transfer,
reimburse.
you're approving the transfer,
Transfer.
not the purchase of the boilers, you're
I
approving the
realize
transfer.
that. I'm talking about, I'm just being funny, I'm sorry. Being funny, I'm serious.
Being funny. Well, we're all having a good time.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
This is an obvious, absolutely,
Oh, this is.
okay.
So this
And
is
those
an
cracks
easy
are on
one.
the stupid
They've already
top of it.
done the repairs. We just
We're approving the
money.
transfer to the school department because
And they would have a
they
deficit.
made a
That's
repair and they're in deficit in their account, correct?
We are currently in deficit in that account
So that we
because they
have-
were emergency repairs that weren't anticipated. Correct.
So you replaced the whole boiler, you didn't just repair it, you replaced it.
One was a repair. The center school was the mud drums
Mhm.
only. That was $16,250.
Oh, this morning.
I see, yes.
The other one was at Whitebrook, and it was, they could not repair. They had to replace the entire boiler. And it's the boiler that serves the kitchen, so does hot water for the kitchen. We had no choice but to do it and do it quickly. We came up with an alternate meals program for the period of time that we were without it. We had to get it back online as quickly as possible.
Okay. Any other questions from the committee?
I don't know.
Peg? I'll take a motion.
Move that we approve the appropriation of $48,310 from free cash to the school department for heating repairs at Whitebrook and Center School.
Second.
Okay.
Weeks.
Next is the CPA. Did you have those documents printed out?
Yeah, thanks for coming right down.
Absolutely.
I wanted to give you these because there were,
Thank
and
you.
I'm having these presented to the whole city
I
council.
already forgot, is this on the, Dan, I already forgot, and I'm sure you probably just said this too, so please excuse me. But are these already set for the public hearings? I know you said so many for public
Yes,
hearings.
everything is set for this week.
Okay, for
So this week-
Wednesday, week from tonight. Do
Yeah.
you
I don't
want-
need her.
Okay, thank you.
It's an emergency repair.
Dan, what I just asked them is, this will now go to the full council for the full public hearing.
Okay.
And your presence is not requested or required,
Okay.
respectfully.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.
So as I was saying,
It's easier to ask.
I wanted you guys to have the kind of information we got from the CPA, got from the city space designer. These are concepts It tells you what they're thinking of doing and how it will work. The funding pays for actual design.
These are just schematic.
These are schematics but they're fairly, I mean, it gives them the direction, shows the elevator, shows how they plan to use the space. Obviously, for the committee, speaking for the CPA committee, this was unanimously voted because they feel it's an economic driver for the city to have this performance space eventually available. It will bring people into our city, into our restaurants, and for performances. Our city's become an art space, and that's what it would be. It's not just for artistic performances, it's an event space.
Like, can you do like wedding things there?
I imagine, well, there's no space for kitchen.
So
No, but just,
You could cater it,
you
couldn't
could,
you?
you could cater
You know
there,
what I
but there's
mean?
no, you wouldn't be able to do any prep.
Most
Right.
catering places have a space to prep, but maybe they could do that, I don't know.
They bring it to, when they come to your little house or your backyard, they bring all their little
Hot
things. I
little
think that's a
things,
really
yeah.
good thing.
It's not quite as easy as,
Not yet,
and,
as far as I
and while
know.
they were doing the schematic designs, it was, the space that was needed for
So
like a
this,
commercial kitchen would take up too much of the town halls.
so that if you look at the project funding agreement, you'll see that this is being funded out of historic preservation and the reserve undesignated fund, because City Hall is obviously, Old Town Hall is a historic space. The total project cost that's estimated is on this one, it says, $4,872,000. They expect to, fundraise for half of it and come to the CPA for money later. This funding is being leveraged against a grant. The total design cost, this is what they call a phase, is $412,000, $413 almost, 206 of it to be CPA funded. So there's a grant involved.
So that Massachusetts Public Facilities Fund grant, I believe has been applied for, but they will find out sometime in June or July what the status is of that grant.
So, the $206,000, wait, what is the city putting up?
206,000 for us
206,000.
at this time.
So, and that's for the design?
Right, so the total design is estimated at just under $413,000
Okay.
for a $4.8 million project for
Okay.
the improvements. So the city's being asked to pay for half of the design.
If we don't get the grant, is the 206, just lost funds? Or will we try to come up with the gap somehow?
We did not approach that. They're fairly confident in the grant, and if it doesn't come in, then they'll have to come back.
Oh, they're fairly
Yeah, if you look at
confident
the
in that.
condition number 2, it says that City Space must execute the grant agreement and they must be awarded or have received all matching funds. So they can't take what the city's doing until they get the match.
Oh, I see. They need it all.
They need it all before they can use anything.
Got it, okay, all right.
Sounds like they're kind
I did mention to Mr. Ed Check, Melissa,
I talked to them, we're all set.
I told him to call you, okay,
Yeah, we
good.
got the email.
So, do you have any questions? There's a lot here to absorb. I think the design is wonderful. Being a theater person myself, it provides for almost any thing. A lot of people don't like the look of the terracotta elevator shaft on the side of the building, but I guess that's the best they could do.
There's a lot of people on the CBA committee, or? your friends?
I've heard a couple people. Nobody on the CPA had any problem with it. It's just something that you can't tell.
Oh, this,
Where
is this
would-
what Dan's talking?
If you look at the front view on the design here,
These two.
Oh, this is an
pictures.
add-on?
Yeah, that's what
He's talking about the.
yeah, she has a color picture.
Well, I just borrowed it from Jamie.
But
list.
that's
Jamie,
the, that's a
Yeah, so
necessary,
This is the proposed new tower.
Right, but that's the front, because that's the front steps.
Why don't they match
They were,
the color?
they discussed that at the meeting, and they tried to get the intent is to get a close match in color, but because of the historic nature of the old town hall, you wouldn't be able to.
But it's brick, right?
It's brown
I mean,
stone.
but even if you were to match the color, you would never be able to match the style, just from a building from the 1850s didn't
Right.
have
Well-
these type of structures and so it's, I think the design decision was made to not, complicate, not trying to make it look historic, but it's separate.
It's-
Oh, make it look new.
and let me say, this is on the State Historic Registry, so they have to approve it. It's
Yeah.
not, if they don't like the design, it gets done over, but I imagine they've already looked at this, right, Jamie?
Yeah, they've been working with a historic preservation architect and the Mass Historic Commission. Any of the, Mass Historic Commission has a requirement that they need to maintain communication, and the Mass Historic Commission will need to approve all drawings, proposals, and.
Did you hear that, Pagan? The Mass Historic Commission has to approve it anyway.
I know.
Right.
So if they don't like the design, it doesn't happen. But as they explained it to me, there was, I guess it was just not practical. I'm gonna use that term. But it does keep the rest of the building intact. And
I mean, that's the only thing, you know, this has a nice little top, this has a nice top, visually, it's like, meh.
And this is still just a schematic design
If it had
phase, so
some
they're.
sort of a complementary look.
there may be a
Or
way to,
even something that mirrors these curved windows. Or just make this curved, here's me,
Processors.
like I'm an architect.
Well, I know what you're looking at.
Yeah, and then you get square. Yeah, square, yeah. Anywho, we're not architects, I'm
well,
just saying.
I would say that, from my point of view, I want the history of the building preserved, and I think it does get preserved. 90% of it, it's adds a little appendage that I don't like from a
Right.
viewing thing, but from its practical usage, it's absolutely necessary to have an elevator,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's absolutely necessary to try and get this space done. So I'm just hoping that there's a way they can change the facade.
If you want, you can have a look at this. This is the 180 page report.
Thank you very much, Jamie.
Beautiful that is.
I know. Well, that was done, redone that. We took those off. We took all the stairs off, too.
Yeah, this is they've already done the lobby, you know this, right?
Not the lobby, we're talking about the
I know.
outside, the little
We're just
towers.
talking about the little tower.
We've
We don't-
done a lot to the building already. This is the last thing they ought to do to get it up and running.
They did a big presentation a couple months ago after the town hall, and they went over how they came up with this whole book, and they talked about how they tried to replicate it, and it just didn't look as good because it looked like they were trying to fake it and replicate it. And so that's why they went with something more complimentary.
Complementary instead of replicating. Yeah, that's,
These were actually taken down. Remember that here? The towers, when they were taken down? And
Yeah.
then done, and then brought back?
Having a forum.
And then all the stairs?
And they did have a
were taken
public
out,
forum.
and the foundation fixed, and then put back in. It was truly an unbelievable, we were in there then too, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just look at it as a space that is underutilized. and
Oh,
we could do-
no question about the space.
Oh, I have one little question. What was the capacity you think it'll be?
For the new theater?
Yeah.
Or for the elevator?
No, the theater. I'm assuming the elevator goes by weight and.
I think it's something 300 something.
I think-
Wow.
So
That's
it's
like two people.
the,
No, I think I'm hoping you mean people, 300 and something people. We got two different conversations.
You were talking elevators.
Yeah.
I'm talking people in the
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
I think, I don't know what the size of the theater is. The size of the room can accommodate more people than what they're planning to have for seating.
Well, what's
So
the
You have to
capacity?
include performers and
No, I mean the capacity load for the room,
Fire.
like, you're thinking like 300-ish?
I think the
That's-
capacity for the room is like 300, but think the Black Box Theater is.
Right.
They're making a smaller theater.
Mm-hmm.
It could fit more people for a banquet or something, but it's.
That's awesome.
I
This
don't-
picture's got 260 seats.
260.
I was looking for that.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
So, but the capacity,
That's
so you
huge.
would think the capacity is 300, given that there's gonna be
People on the stage.
performers and others
Yep.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
But for our little community, this is great. Matches kind of the capacity. We would have the high school's theater and we would have this to provide.
I can't wait to see the floors done. I've been waiting all these years to see those floors done, brought back to the.
So,
Hmm?
I'm gonna be very transparent about this to the community. It's $4,800,000 eventually. And they hope to raise 2 million. CPA has talked about bonding the other 2 million. If it's possible. That's what's out there.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know. That's a lot of fundraising in this small community. That's what's been discussed. And as it's been done, like when we did the high school, approving the design and getting all that doesn't approve the final product.
Right, yeah.
It only approves the fact that you get the designs. And the reason you need them is because you need accurate estimates. You don't get accurate estimates until people bid on it and tell us what it is. Hey, Mel, with regard to the way things happen, when they get the designs back, do they set it out for contractor estimates so they can give a good figure of what it's gonna cost? Or do the architects the only ones that know the
You have to put
cost?
it out to bid. So the
I know, but they
architect
can't put it out to
puts
bid unless they have the funding in place, right?
Right.
The-
Yeah, when they have the funding in place, they can put it out.
So the only way we're gonna get an estimate, and the architects would know this, is from the architects before the funding is approved.
Yeah, most architects have like cost estimators as part of their
And
professional
they-
staff, or they contract that out, or.
We usually do pretty good. We've only had
They're
one-
pretty close
one issue.
usually, so.
And so they have an estimate for the work based off the preliminary designs that they've done.
Mhm.
And then it gets
Mhm.
narrowed down as they get more specific.
Mhm. Okay, any other questions? You guys? As I said, it was approved unanimously by the CPA.
So it's all, CPA and grant.
I think it's funny, we come up with a contract with the CPA now, so that the chair of the committee signs a document, and whoever is the applicant signs a document, so that they know, hey, you need to come back to the CPA and tell us how it's going. My boss at Smith is Ed Check. Just enough, it's fair. Okay. Motion?
Move that we approve the appropriation of $206,479 from CPA Historic Preservation, $117,253, and from the undesignated fund, $89,226, for a total of $206,479 appropriated to CPA Old Town Hall, second floor renovation and restoration design.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's not my vote.
Very good. So I told Ed today that he needed to be here next Wednesday. We are going to have this before the council on Wednesday, a week tonight.
All right,
Good?
I'll be there as well.
Yeah, that would be good. And as I said, I have this sent to all the counselors, so
Yeah,
they.
you said you got the Dropbox link?
Yeah, and I just took the PDF, downloaded it, and sent just one PDF, this one, I think,
If they want to
Barbara.
look at the full 180-page study, that was.
But you know what? It's not on the website. It's not on City Space's website, and it's not on ours, and I'm wondering why. Is that hard to do?
Or that.
It-
Yeah, get right on it.
I mean, I don't know.
You
It's
think
not-
you could make that happen, or is that, I don't know, it's a big project. I think the community ought to know about it.
Yeah, I can check with.
Are you putting it in the city council packet?
And the packet is going to be just this. There's also two other things that came to us from the designers. I forget what the other two were.
One was the application and one was this 180-page.
Right, this is the smaller one. That is, this is probably fine. I think if you can put at least this on the website, that would be great. It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I just only have access to planning department. If you want to put it under CPA, we can put a CPA folder up.
That would be exactly
on-
right.
Under current projects or something like that.
Could we do that?
I'll check into that.
Maybe I didn't look in the right place, because I thought it was there, but I'd like at least this part there for the community.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be public on, you know, tonight we are, and next week.
Once this hits the city council packet, that goes on the website, under agendas.
Okay, but then, do they get removed? I never checked this, do they get removed?
No.
Well, maybe it's already there. She was gonna put it on for me, Barbara. You can ask Barbara.
All right, well, I'll.
I think we should put it under CPA, because it's a CPA project, so.
I'll see
Yeah.
what I can do.
All right, thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
See you.
Take care.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
I,